Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Wanna Know Show. I am your host, Javier Perez. It's finally here, football. After all the uncertainty we had during the spring and the summer and wondering if football was going to happen or when it was going to start, we are now just a few days away from UCF's first game at Georgia Tech this Saturday at 3:30 on ABC. Georgia Tech already had a game this season. This past Saturday, they went into Tallahassee and they beat Florida State. UCF had a very productive offseason, getting a lot of transfers from different Power 5 schools and being able to replace some of the players that left for the draft and for the NFL. With more on the upcoming match against Georgia Tech, here's Kyle Nash, the student of the game.
Yo, Kirk Herbstreit, you might want to come get your boy.
And when you look at the state of Florida, there's a big three. There's Florida State, there's Florida, the University of Miami.
In my Twitter account, the UCF fans are really ticked off.
Again, there's a big three. And I'm leaving out the national champions UCF.
What's up, everyone? This is Kumo, Kyle Nash, the student of the game, and it's always cool to talk football with you guys here on the Wanna Know Show. And hey, listen, so as we heard, ESPN's Booger McFarland, during the rain delay at the FSU Georgia Tech game, took it upon himself to exclude UCF from any in-state legitimacy within said Sunshine State. I think it's worth mentioning something here. I was doing a little research in preparation for my preview for this upcoming game against Georgia Tech here on Saturday at the threepointconversion.com, and noticed something very interesting about Georgia Tech. Last year, when they were 3-9, trying to transition from the option offense and all that, the Yellow Jackets beat, by the way, a program that lost to Citadel, beat another one of Booger's big three, the University of Miami. In fact, if they're victorious on Saturday, they would have beaten 4 Florida schools, though some could argue how much USF counts. But with 2020's campaign underway, it looks like the Knights, despite Booger McFarland's criticism, will be on center stage here, being on national TV here on ABC at 3:30 p.m. So somehow or another, it managed to escape being on ESPN, but still falls under that Disney family, which, by the way, do you guys think that Disney acquired Star Wars just to get the Imperial March? Anyways, so the Yellow Jacket quarterback Jeff Sims looked pretty good against FSU. He threw for 277 yards despite early struggles. He was also the team's leading rusher with 64 yards on 13 carries. Surely, UCF's defense will be looking in the film room and be focused on the 2 interceptions that he threw against FSU. And sure, I see plenty of concern out there regarding Tay Gowan and his opting out for COVID and declaring for the 2021 draft. And listen, he's a big loss, great guy, and I hope he's successful. But not that worried about the defensive backfield. They still got Aaron Robinson. They still got Antoine Collier. They still have Brandon Moore and Richie Grant. All these guys are still on the roster. I think they'll be all right. I don't know how to evaluate Georgia Tech's defense. I mean, listen, when you're breaking through the protection of Florida State, how does one really judge the prowess of a defense when the said offensive front is looking like making Swiss cheese look like Fort Knox? I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I need to learn to be a better analyst. That's where I'm at. But with Mackenzie Milton still fighting to recover from his 2018 injury and DJ Mack opting out, Dylan Gabriel was easily going to be the starting quarterback here going into the season. And listen, the air attack's still going to be pretty strong, I think. You got Trey Nixon, you got Jacob Parrish, you got Marlon Williams, a great core for seasons. And sure, they're going to miss Gabe Davis, but I have no doubt this air attack will find a way to still circle the wagons. And the run game will still be great as well. Yeah, they lost Adrian Killens, but Greg McCray, Otis Anderson, Bentavious Thompson, I don't think I need to say anything more. So listen, so long as the offensive line of UCF can improve on the lofty standards set by FSU's front, one of Booger's big three, yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll be confident in overcoming the 8.5-point spread put forth against Georgia Tech. I mean, sorry guys, I didn't mean to pick the Booger too much. Anyways, if you want to heckle my jokes, check me out on Twitter at the SOTG. Check me out on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Check out my Facebook as a student of the game. And also tune into my show Beyond the Buzzer on the Beyond the Buzzer Facebook page on Facebook Live. Check out my pop culture show, on Hilarity by Default, 9 o'clock Wednesdays, live streamed on the Hilarity by Default YouTube channel. Check out my work on oldschool101.com, and also check out my writings on 3pointconversion.com. Javier?
Thanks, Kyle. And now for our game prediction, here's Jason Banning.
Hi everyone, Jason Banning here, back again with another set of predictions for the UCF Knights 2020 football season. Finally, it's here. We had 2 games scratched at the beginning of the season. We had to wait until now for a football game, but it's a good one and it's a good opponent, especially with what happened last weekend. As we all know, 2020 started off a little weird. The season started off a little weird. I think this game with Georgia Tech might start off a little bit weird. I ran 12 simulations and they were all over the place. When I averaged the scores, I got UCF with a score of 45 and Georgia Tech with a score of 24. That's a 21-point difference. I don't know if it's going to be that high. It might be, I might shave a score off of that and bring the top score down to like 38 to 40. I honestly believe that this spread is going to be closer to 11 in favor of UCF. When I think about it a little bit here, my heart prediction says the final would be closer to 38 to 27. 38 is a good total. We've seen that a lot in the last few years. It just seems to be like a magic number that pops up in my simulations all the time, and it pops up in reality. You can go back and look. It's kind of strange. But I think that's where UCF's going to end up, is right around 38, Georgia Tech 27. Of course, that could be completely different. This is college football we're talking about. It could end up being like that triple overtime score I had in my simulations that went into the 50s. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think that's a good win against a good Georgia Tech team that beat Florida State. Now, granted, we don't know what to expect with Florida State, but they did have a good defense, and somehow Georgia Tech overcame. And they will be pumped for this game. They know about UCF. This is not any sort of sleepwalk. UCF has the advantage of having some tape. Georgia Tech has the advantage of actually having played a game. This might balance out a bit, but I do think it's going to be a defensive bout for the first couple quarters. But ultimately, it's going to come down to depth and speed and experience. UCF will pull away more than likely in the third quarter, and then run away with the game. It could get up 2 to 3 scores, but I think a real reasonable score is 38 to 27. Back to you, Javier, and everyone be safe.
Thanks, Jason. I think some of the problems that Dylan Gabriel had on the road last season can be attributed to him just being a freshman. You know, it's a different environment going from high school ball when you're going to college ball. It's definitely completely set of circumstances. If you've been paying attention to training camps, I mean, the kid is looking amazing. He's put on weight and muscle. I've seen some of the videos that they've shown, and just the balls that he's throwing, it's amazing. I really don't think there's going to be an issue. I have full confidence that he's going to perform excellent. I will say that we are at a little bit of a disadvantage with Georgia Tech in terms of that they already had a game. They've seen, live bodies going against each other. It's not as easy to imitate that at practice. I'm pretty sure that our staff has done a great job trying to do that, but it's different game speed, and you always wish that your first game isn't going to be that tough, but these are the games that you're supposed to show up for. So we may look a little bit sloppy in the beginning. I mean, and it's kind of understandable, but I'm pretty sure that by the second quarter, everybody's going to be firing on all cylinders. I want to say a linebacker, Eric Gilliard. He's already, going back to last season, he was already showing signs of leadership amongst the squad. And I think that has amplified itself now during the offseason. I expect him to be both the vocal leader and just like be like the quarterback on the defense. I mean, I hope, second half Randy Shannon has not let us down, so that's good. I think this defense is a little bit deeper than what we've had in other years. The one thing with Heupel in the past 2 seasons is he's been able to rotate a lot of guys, and we got sophomores that played a bunch of snaps last year. And we have a lot of experience coming back, even though we had the 10 guys that opted out of the season. We still have a lot of good football players on both the front 7 and then the secondary. We should be fine. I'm very, very optimistic about this game. Well, unfortunately, Coach Heupel already said that Milton is just not going to be ready for the first few weeks. So until that happens, I guess when that happens, it's at this moment, I'm pretty sure that even Milton would tell you that this is Dillon Gabriel's team. And we'll have to see how everything pans out. I'd love to see the kid play, but, let's just cross the river when we get to it. Really bad. I don't think of one specific thing. There's a couple things. First of all, we are the ranked team. We're going in there as the favorites, so that already lights a fire, in the other team. Their quarterback, although he's a freshman, he actually showed to be pretty good, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to open up the offense a little bit more this time than they did at Tallahassee. And I think the last thing would be, Coach Collins, he used to be a coach, defensive coach at UCF, so as much as they say on interviews that none of that stuff matters, that's in the back of their heads that they really want to win that game. They really want to say that they did. So I guess those would be the things. I don't think so. I don't think our system lends itself to have 1,000-yard rusher even on a full season, because we rotate backs all the time. We snap the ball so quick that you can't have a number 1 running back taking 25 snaps, 30 snaps, or something like that, which is what you see some guys at some pro-style offenses that end up breaking the 1,000-yard mark. And then on top of that, it's not just that we rotate them, but we have really, really, really good running backs in McCray and Bino. It's going to be really, really difficult for one of them to just break that mark. I don't see it. They might get close, but I really don't see it. We already did. Okay, sorry, Booger, but there's no big 3. Okay, hate to break it to you. Probably, well, no, Houston is on the road. I think that you want to have him back at home. I honestly don't see him coming in any earlier than November. One of the games in November is probably going to be the one that you're going to see him get on the field. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to tune in to ABC this Saturday at 3:30 to watch UCF beat Georgia Tech. And I'll see you all next week on another episode. Go Knights!